Okay. Inequalities level 2. Inequalities level 2. Inequalities level 2. Today it is 11:28:23. 11:28:23. Ethan is so out.
How many more days until December?
2.
He's mad because the 20.
All right. Okay, we're gonna do like yesterday. One step inequalities. One step inequalities. Yesterday we learned the first step. X plus 5 is greater than 15, right? So yesterday we learned that if it has an addition sign, what is the opposite of adding?
Subtraction.
Yes, so what are we going to subtract? 5. Good. So everybody subtract the 5 right now. Yay, subtract 5, subtract 5, subtract 5 on both sides. We're subtracting 5, we're subtracting 5. Minus 5, minus 5, minus 5.
Do we answer it?
Yeah, what did you get?
I got X 20.
10. I got this.
Greater than?
Oh, X greater than 10.
Yeah, X
Greater than 10. All right, so that was the first one. You got to practice because in high school you're going to need it. All right, X minus 7 is less than or equal to 10. X minus 7 is less than or equal to 10. All right, sign out so the counselors know what time you came back. All right, so if it says minus 7, what are you going to do?
Love it.
I love it. You guys are great. Plus 7, plus 7, plus 7. What did you get?
I got like 7 is more than.
What is this symbol?
More or equal to.
Less than
17.
or equal to
17.
17. The one that looks like an L, less than. L, less than. So if it's in the same direction as the L for less than, yeah. Okay, so that's what we learned yesterday, right? So today, we're going to teach you the next two operations. So yesterday I taught you adding and subtracting. So today I get to teach you. Very good. You see, you read my mind. You read my mind. All right. Okay, quick pop quiz. What's the opposite of multiplication?
Division.
What's the opposite of division?
Multiplication.
Yes. You're already ahead of second period. Yeah, I had a student not know the difference.
What did they say?
All right. 2x greater than 10. All right. What does it mean when you have the 2 and the x together like that? What math is involved right here? Multiplication. Very good. Yeah, so what do you have to do? You have to divide. So in order to make x by itself, get rid of this 2. It's in the way. We have to do the opposite. Remember, this means multiplication. So what are you going to do? You're going to divide. But how do I show division? We no longer use this, right? That's so elementary school.
That's multiplication.
We use almost. We use the fraction bar. Yeah. So this line in 7th, 8th, 9th college, this line means division. Kind of like now the dot means multiplication. This line right there, from now on, means division. And that's how we show division. We don't use this anymore. I know. All right. What am I going to divide by? What number?
2.
Very good. Whatever number is next to the x, that's what you're going to divide by. So I'm going to divide both sides by 2. What happens over here? What's 2 divided by 2?
0.
No.
1.
1. 1. So we left with 1x. But do we really write the 1? No. So we just write x. There is an invisible 1. We just don't write it, but it's there. And that's the goal. The goal is to get 1x. All right, Brandon. So what is 10 divided by 2?
5.
And that's it. Kind of like yesterday, if it's adding, you subtract. Here, if it's multiplication, you're going to divide. Jaden, ignore her. Focus on the math. All right. What if I give you...
Wait, so we divide of the number
You divide by the number that's attached to the x. Because we want to break it up. We want to break it up. So we have 5x.
Are you sick?
All right. So when they're together like this, it means multiplication. So what are you going to do to break it up? Division. So we're going to divide by 5, divide by 5.
Can I do your math?
So x, because the 5s, they like disappear. They like no longer exist. Greater than?
3.
Nice.
That looks like a 7. This is easy.
Yeah.
I thought you put 5.
Huh?
I thought that was 7.
Yeah, but you know it's an inequality. All right. 4x. In a second. Do that one before I do. So can you do all of it before I do? Yeah. Okay. What? Do that one by yourself.
Okay.
Miss Amanda, I don't know what to do. Dude, just look at what we just did in the previous problem. Okay. For some reason, I'm not shocked.
I'm done.
All right. So, did you draw the bars?
It looks like this.
Did you do this?
Yes.
What number did you put on the bottom?
4.
Right?
It's easy.
Yeah.
It's 6. It's 6 that's less than. X is less than or equal to.
That was so useful.
4. I mean 6. 6 less than.
X is less than or equal to 6.
Is there gonna be a different way how to say it than like less than or equal to?
No. It's always less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, or just less than. Or, yeah, there's no other vocabulary. Could we, Margarita, describe it, Melanie, differently? Yeah, we could describe it like, oh, this is smaller than. That makes it like easier to understand for some kids, but the proper way is to do that. All right, let's make it harder. 3x is greater than negative 12. What makes this
You just do
harder?
Negative.
There's a negative. So guess who you're going to count on?
You just do negative 12 divided by 3.
Dorito man. Yeah. Are we going to still divide? Yes.
Yeah.
What number am I going to divide by?
3.
3. So did that change? No. You're still going to divide by 3 because the 3 is next to the x. So whatever number is next to the x, that's what you're going to divide by. So you have x is less than. Now we're going to use a Dorito man. So every time you see a negative number in division or multiplication, think of Dorito man. This is a negative, so cross out the negative. This number is a positive, cross out the positive. So we have negative, and then 12 divided by 3 is 4, so negative 4 is your answer. So you're going to be using the Dorito man when it comes to doing these problems. You're going to be using the Dorito man in high school. Now, do you really want to draw the Dorito man in high school? Not really. But can you use it mentally? Yeah, you can use it mentally.
Why does my Dorito man look different?
I mean, because you should have it memorized by then. All right. 8x is less than negative 32. 8x is less than negative 32.
Oh. I think it's x is less than negative 4. Right?
I'm done.
These are kind of easy.
Yeah, they are, right? So, yeah, x, what?
Less than negative.
Very, very good. You even got the vocabulary down for that. All right, that's the first half of the notes. Now the second half. Now they're gonna look like division problems. And kids freak out. They look at this and they go like, oh my god, what is that? What's going on? I don't know what to do. I give up. And really, it's actually easier than what you just did.
So it's half divided?
Yeah, so it's x, and then what does this symbol mean? Division. So it's really x divided by 5. Okay? So what's the opposite of division?
Multiplication.
So now we're going to multiply, which is easier than dividing. So this is how you show multiplication. You're going to use the parentheses. Because what do parentheses also mean? Multiplication. So we don't use the dot. We obviously don't use the x. So we use parentheses. So times 5 times 5. Why am I multiplying by 5? Because
The 5 is
the 5 is with the x. So whatever number is with the x, that's the number you use. It's on the, sorry, not the opposite of x. It's with the x. Whatever number is with the x, that's the number that you move. So you have x is less than. So you don't want to move the 10. 10's right there. It's cool. And then this means multiplication.
So 10 times 5 is 50.
Yeah, 10 times 5, 50.
That's how old my grandpa is.
So we just times it by the number right here.
Yeah, whatever.
It's gonna look like this or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they might be one different, but for the most part. So again, it's gonna look like it's hard, right? It's gonna look scary, for sure. It's gonna look like a fraction, and kids hate fractions, so they're like, I don't want to do it. It looks like a fraction. Let me run away. But in reality, it's actually pretty easy. So right there, it says x divided by 4. So what is the opposite of divide by 4? Multiplication. And what am I going to multiply by? 4. All right, so everybody multiply by 4 before I get there. Look at me running back.
I don't know how to do it.
Times 4. Times 4. Yep.
48.
Yep. X is greater than or equal to
I'm so smart.
48.
You got it right.
All right, let's make it harder.
What? OMG.
How do I make this harder? Does anybody know?
Negative.
Negative. But your good old friend, Dorito Man, to the rescue.
I don't like
All right, so we draw the bars. What number am I going to multiply by? 10. And why do I multiply? Because I started with division. So I'm going to multiply by 10, multiply by 10. These 10s, they like disappear, which is perfect because I just want x by itself.
Wait.
Is that negative?
Yeah, so
Negative 120.
-2.
So negative 120.
Yeah, -120. Because you're multiplying. And then use a Dorito Man. We're not adding or subtracting. We are multiplying. All right. Yay. So was it easier than yesterday or harder?
It is easy.
But you have cash out.
The same thing. on me. Link in my bio.
Oh, me too. I didn't know it.
Especially if I'm recording.
Oh, sorry.
Stop.
I didn't know you were
Even if I wasn't recording.
extra. Oh, sorry. Extra homework.
I'm sorry, but
All right.
You're proud of me. What are these?
I rewrote number 2, number 5 to look like the ones we just did in the notebook. So I rewrote it to look like this. So they looked a little different, but in reality it's the same thing, but I just rewrote it to lessen the confusion.
2, 5, and 15.
Yeah.
Do the graph?
I'll tell you which ones to graph in a second. All right, let's start off with number 1 together.
For number 15, we have to do both of the questions.
No, just the one I wrote. I rewrote it to make it easier. All right, number 1. So when the number and the letter are squished together, we know that is multiplication. Very good, thank you. So what is the opposite of multiplication? Division. And how do we show division in 7th grade?
Drawing a line under the number.
I love this class.
Are we okay tonight?
Today, yes.
Let's go.
Today.
I don't know. Take it as a win. You won today.
What about tomorrow?
I don't know.
Are we just gonna show on YouTube?
Yeah, because I'm posting this video.
Show everybody.
Dude, we've come such a long way, and let me knock on wood. This class has come such a long way. In a good way.
What does knock on wood?
We should be in honors.
Why are you knocking on wood? Yeah, what does that mean? What does knock on wood mean?
You know,
So you
I don't
jinx
know.
something.
you don't jinx
Is
it.
it like
Oh,
this?
yeah. But this isn't real wood.
Sometimes you don't have wood. That's actually real wood.
Is it this is D? Is D is greater than that or
Oh, what did I just cause? You see, I said, you guys have come a long way, and all of a sudden it's like,
Mr. Melly,
yes.
is it D is greater than or equal to -4?
Yes, very good. All right, you're going to be using a lot of Dorito Man in this worksheet, but don't be scared. If this is a negative number, you cross it out. If this is a positive number, you're going to cross it out. You're left with 1 negative. And then you use your multiplication table. Feel free to have that out. But Miss O'Malley, I'm dividing. How do I use a multiplication table to divide? It's very easy.
4 until you get 16.
Yeah, you look for 4. Here's 4. And then you look for 16 on the multiplication table. Oh, there's 16, right? So 4, I look for the answer of 16. And then I go straight up. Oh, there's my answer. It's 4. And then you're like, I don't know if I'm right. Well, multiply. What's 4 times 4? Oh, 4 times 4 is 16. Oh, I'm right.
We're dividing.
Can we start already?
Yeah, but you use multiplication.
Oh, yeah, always work ahead of me. Once I give you the worksheet, like if you can work faster, work faster. This is just to like, for those of you who still don't really understand, I'm still with you. The ones you're going to graph are all of these.
Oh, that's like.
Yeah. So all of those you're going to graph. Okay? Which is less than what you graphed yesterday. All right. Number 2. Number 2, I'll do number 2 with you. What does this line mean? It means division. So what are you going to do? Multiplication. Times 2, very good. C is greater than or equal to Dorito Man. Yeah. The 7's a negative. The 2 is a positive, so we're left with a negative, and then we just multiply 7 times 2, because this means multiplication. When you see parentheses, it means multiplication. So that gives me negative 14. And that's it. None of the answers, I think, are bigger than, like, 10. I think all of your answers... Oh, just kidding. Or 20, I should say. So all the numbers are pretty easy to figure out. I'm going to do number 4. That's the last one I'll do with you. Because it looks a little different, but in reality, it's not that bad. No, I'm kind of in the middle of teaching here. All right. N times 3. N times 3.
3.
So we're going to divide. It's backwards. You see how it's backwards? But you're still going to be doing the same thing. This means multiplication, so the opposite is to divide. we're going to divide by 3 on both sides. So here and here, we're going to divide by 3. So we have n is less than or equal to. Don't write so fast. You might hurt yourself. There's no need to write as fast as I write. You write slower than I do, please. There's no need. There's no need to be writing when I'm writing. What?
I already got the answer.
What do we get?
Negative
-2.
I put negative 3.
Careful. Go slower.
I thought we subtracted them by a stick.
Is number 3 I? Is it like division?
I is like an X.
Oh.
All these letters are just like X's.
They're variables.
Yes, variables. Very good. Very, very good.